Hi, welcome back to my channel. I am in a slew of book reviews this morning, and I've already done a few. And one of them that I've done is for the Detective Josie Quinn number 16 by Lisa Reagan, which was The Innocent Wife. This one here, and I'm going to pop the cover up right now, is Their Burning Graves by Helen Phifer. Why did I mention the other series? Because this is also part of a series. In fact, it is book number 8 in the Detective Morgan Brooks series. Now, sometimes I get in late and don't start at the original books, but in this case, I have read the previous 7 books. And I went 5, 4, for some, one of the reasons that didn't get rated, I'm fixing that. 5, 4, 5, 4, 4, 5, 5. So the last 2 books have been 5 stars. How do I feel about the Burning Graves? Will I do Their Burning Graves, rather? Will I do 5 stars for this one? Well, let's talk about it for a few minutes. Now, in this book, the introduction was really sad because our character is driving home from work, listening to one of the Book Couture publications, and she walks in a house, and the house is dead quiet. Why is her house so quiet? And then she sees her husband and son sitting at the table. They're not saying anything. But before she can even utter a word, a breath, a sound, a plastic bag is pulled over her head. She is seated at the table, and she is killed in the same manner with the same MO as her husband and son. That is the scene that Detective Morgan Brooks is called into. Now, our victims are Sally and David Lucen and their young son. He was a teenager. I'm kind of thinking his name was Tyler, but I didn't write his name down. I don't ever write anything down. But anyway, her son was also killed. So you have a triple murder, and now Morgan is on the scene to try to figure out who killed that small family and what the motive was, and if there will be any more victims. That is the book here. Now, one thing that comes to mind in this book is the fact that they were the perfect family next door. Okay? They were the perfect feeling next door. So, why is it that somebody sought to and succeeded in killing that family? Now, if you read this book, you'll find out how confusing it was to possibly Morgan, but definitely to the neighbors. And the reason why is, when Morgan was called to the scene, she wasn't just called into a murder scene for her next case. She was called to respond to a house fire. And she's with her man, Ben, and she's not sure why she's called to the scene. Well, that house fire was covering over those 3 murders. And as you're reading this book and you see Morgan talking to the neighbors, all the neighbors think at first is, oh, that poor family. What are they going to do now that their house is burned down? And Morgan has to tread very carefully so that she can manage to tell them, without telling them the gruesome details, that nobody survived. But can the police keep it wrapped up tight that the cause of the house fire was not the cause of their deaths? Their deaths were murder. And how much of that can Morgan keep away from the neighbors, keep away from the press, and find this elusive killer? Now, when I read this book, I was really, really pulled in. And I was pulled in because Morgan had a past that caused her to have a reaction to this murder scene. And whenever I read any book, whether it's a singular title, a duology, or a trilogy, or an extended series like this being book number 8, I have developed a connection to the character. That is important to me as a reader. And with Morgan, She has a very sensitive reaction, professional to the core, but yet personalized when it comes to how she feels about these victims. I don't know that I've read that side of Morgan prior to Their Burning Graves in this book. I just think that I have to think about that. I'm kind of thinking that that might be what the twist is for me that really, really pushed this book to be a very easily 5-star book, is seeing Morgan take this case so very hard. And what I like about this book as well is the red herrings. Of course, every mystery is going to have its twists and turns. But can you, as a reader, suss out the killer? Or will you be like me and be like, oh, really? Wow. And be surprised. And that's the whole idea, right? To keep us invested, to keep us guessing, to make us satisfied at the end of the book, and to keep us eager for the next book in the series. And so there you have it, They're Burning Graves. And our author is Helen Phifer. And like I said, it's book number 8. So check it out. I highly recommend it. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.